iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office? It's open, my friends. I don't know. Maybe this podcast is reaching faraway places like Eden Prairie, Minnesota, because Norv Turner resigns after truly one of the worst play calling exhibitions I have ever seen. What the Vikings did this week, they gave Sam Bradford zero, and I repeat, zero chance to beat the Bears. None. So out goes Norv Turner. 64, we wish him the best. I think Norv had great days. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, was he always this bad a play caller? Or when you have Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and, I don't know, Michael Irvin and Jay Novacek, is it easy to be a good play caller? I think it's the latter. I think if I had those guys, I could figure out how to call some plays too. But here, Norv is gone. Pat Shurmur's in. So, is this good for Sam Bradford and the Vikings? Yes. Pat Shurmur was the offensive coordinator. He was his coach in Philadelphia and in St. Louis, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So if there's anybody on this planet Earth who can get the most out of Sam Bradford, it's Pat Shurmur. And at this point, the Vikings are reeling. And I think reeling is a fair word. Reeling. So I'm hoping that Pat Shurmur can make something stick here, because it wasn't sticking with Norv Turner. You have Laquan Treadwell. Let's see what he can do. Here's what Adam Thielen can do. Return some punts and be your fourth receiver. Now, I know Thielen was great when Diggs wasn't there, but come on. Diggs and Treadwell, that's what you want. Cordero Patterson, he's a quick out guy. Thielen is a slot guy, but I need to see some Treadwell, and I need to see it fast. You want to go deep in the playoffs? Get your players out there. That's all I'm saying. All right, there's a report by Reuben Frank, who we have often. We have Reuben Frank very often on our SiriusXM show. And he said, Doug Peterson says, Ryan Matthews is still the guy. We've got to get him going. Now, I trust Reuben. He's at Rube CSN. He writes for CSNphilly.com. He is very connected with the team. So, if you are cutting Ryan Matthews, don't cut him. You don't have to like him. I don't like him. But you don't cut him. We just don't cut him yet. Okay? Now, Jordan, there's a report that Jordan Howard, ESPN Bears reporter Jordan Howard is saying Jeff Dickerson is saying that Jordan Howard has a stranglehold on the job. You think? Yeah, I think he's pretty good. Oh, and here's another guy. ESPN Lions reporter Michael Rothstein says Anquan Boldin's numbers take a hit with Ebron and Theo Riddick healthy. You know who said that? Dr. Roto said that. I don't need to cover the Lions. I cover fantasy sports for ScoutFantasy.com. That's why you're listening to this podcast. Do I need Michael Rothstein in Detroit to tell me that? No, I don't. But Jordan Howard's the man. We just need to get him back with full confidence, because here's what happens. John Fox ruins the confidence of his running backs. Why? Because when you go to committees, you ruin people's confidence. What do you mean? My coach doesn't like me? What do you mean? He takes me out? No. Guys like Jordan Howard, they need the ball 25 times a game. They want the ball 25 times a game. They get better the more they run it. They do. They get better the more they run it. Give them the ball. Now, if you want to be Sean Payton and send a message to Mark Ingram by putting in Tim Hightower and watching Tim Hightower go off, and you say, dude, you fumble again, I got this dude here, like Tim Hightower is ready to go, that's one thing. I'm cool with that. I get it. But to just bench somebody, oh, we like committees. I like to keep people fresh. No. The only thing fresh I want is my laundry. I want that fresh clean. And maybe some fresh vegetables. And how about some fresh fruit? I don't need my running backs fresh. I want my running backs getting a workload. Okay? That's what I'm saying. I have to go on record by saying the worst of this year, the worst free agent signing was Niall Davis. He not only was cut by the Packers for Aaron Ripkowski and Don Jackson, what does that tell you? The Jets signed him, waived him same day, and they go out and they get CJ Spiller. That's how bad Niall Davis is. Niall Davis is done. Done. I was way off on that one. I have him in 1 or 2 leagues. I regret it. I regret it. At the time, it looked like a genius move. Going to Green Bay. Green Bay has nobody there. They need somebody. I guess they're going there. Ripkowski. Don Jackson. I don't know. I'm just saying. Andre Johnson, as we know, retires. If you're in a dynasty league, I'm giving you a name. Yes, he went to my college. That's why I like him. Take a look at Trey McBride. I know 99% of people out there have no clue who Trey McBride is. But I'm telling you this right now. He's a receiver in Tennessee. And I don't like Harry Douglas and I don't like Mariani. Trey McBride is going to move up those depth charts very quickly. He was the scout team's #1 receiver. And when Andre Johnson left, they brought him up. I'm just looking at a stash and cash kind of guy. Now, this guy is going to do absolutely nothing all season until probably week 15 or week 16. And then he's going to come in and catch like 3 touchdowns the last 2 or 3 weeks of the year. I'm just saying. So if I'm in a dynasty league, and I have a spot, I'm just throwing out a name. Just throwing out a name. All right, speaking of waiver wires, let's get to it. Some names for you. First of all, how about a quarterback, Josh McCown? I don't love Josh McCown, but he is going to play. He is going to play, and he plays on a team that has pretty good wide receivers. So, yes, they have Corey Coleman. Yes, they have Terrell Pryor. Yes, they have Duke Johnson. Yes, they have Gary Barnidge. Are you telling me that McCown can't be pretty good? Can you tell me that McCown can't put up 300 yards a week? They're going to be behind every week because their defense sucks. So, McCown is interesting to me. How about Jay Cutler? Jay Cutler looked pretty good. Jay Cutler looked like he was a pro quarterback. As much as you hate that guy, he played pretty well. How about Ryan Just Play Tannehill? There's something going on in Miami, and I think it's all about the offensive line. The offensive line is better, and they're gelling. And when they're gelling, it's going to be more time for Jarvis Landry to get open, more time for Devontae Parker to get open. I like Tannehill a little bit. Not a lot, a little bit. I still think he has mechanical flaws everywhere. But I don't hate him. And now, if with Jay Ajayi, it can only be good for Tannehill, right? It can only be good for him. All right, at running backs, R. Kelly. You know I love R. Kelly. I told you to get him last week. I'm telling you to get him this week. If he's there next week, you're in a league of idiots. Go get R. Kelly. Charkandrick West, Jamal Charles placed on IR. I talked about this with Dr. David Chow on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio on Sunday night. The guy had swelling in his knee. It wasn't getting better. They're going to have to go back in there. Jamal Charles is done. Anybody took Jamal Charles in the 3rd round of a draft this year in Vegas. I just didn't like that move. A, I didn't like taking running backs early. And B, why would I take Jamal Charles? When they said they were going to get Spencer Ware involved. If you drafted Spencer Ware, you're a very smart player. That was the right pick in Vegas. Spencer Ware in round 8, 9, 10, that was good. Charkandrick West will play this week if Ware is out. And even if Ware is in, Charkandrick West is going to play. And he played well last year. I like him. Anton Smith, I don't know if he's better than Peyton Barber, but he knows Dirk Cutter's offense. And familiarity with a coach's playbook gets you on the field. So I think he might have an interesting week. I'm a little down on Darren Sproles now. I still like him, but when I see that by Reuben Frank, I've got to give some credibility to it. So I'm more into Ryan Matthews now. Here's another guy for you, CJ Precise. Now, here's what's precisely going to happen. When the Seahawks are down, it becomes a precise game. This week, they will not be down. They're playing the Bills at home. They should be winning ahead this game. This is not a precise week. But in the future, when they're down by 10 in the fourth quarter, precise will be out there. So you have to worry about game flow with him. Have to worry about game flow. Wide receivers, you know Corey Coleman is back. I like this kid. I've been preaching him all season. I think he makes an impact before the end of the year. J.J. Nelson, Michael Floyd, bye-bye. Hello, J.J. Dynamite. I like him. Carson Palmer likes him, and he's getting open. I think this team is better with J.J. Nelson than with Michael Floyd. Michael Floyd was unreliable, but J.J. Nelson gives him some speed. I like Nelson, Fitzgerald, Brown. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, two other guys. How about Percy Harvin? This is like trying to catch lightning in a bottle. If you go and you pull your inner Mr. Miyagi and take a pair of chopsticks and try to catch a fly, that's about the same amount of opportunity and chance that Percy Harvin has of being good. And if Percy Harvin gets whacked, boom, you know he's done. He is one hit away from a Boca Raton rest home. But please, if Seth Roberts is available in your league, if he is, can you get on the Seth Roberts train? This guy is a player. This guy's a player. He's even doing it with Crabtree and Cooper on the field. Could you imagine if one of them wasn't on the field? I think Seth Roberts would be even better. I think Seth Roberts would be even better. At tight end, Virgil Green, I think, is interesting. He's back in Denver, back and healthy again. I think Gary Kubiak gets him involved in the offense. And Eric Ebron. Eric Ebron was injured, but now he's back. And I think that tells me a lot. Eric Ebron is a very good player. Eric Ebron is an impact player. Now, when he got hurt, people tend to drop them. Right? We drop guys like that. But I don't think that was a great move. I think Eric Ebron is a good player. So if you can get him, put him on your team. He could be a very nice add. So let's see. Any other players I can give you? Let me look at some snap counts here. Nothing else is really blowing me away except Sproles did play 81%. That's a lot. At wide receiver, Dontrell Inman played a lot. Jeff Janis played a lot. That's an interesting one. I got to add him to my list there. And how about another guy? DHB. Darius Hayward-Bay. They've already said that Marcus Wheaton. See ya. DHB looking better. I don't trust him, but I think it's interesting. By the way, Robbie Anderson was on the field for 85%. Just saying. Just throwing that one out there for you. All right, tight ends. Wow. Jermaine Gresham, that's a name. There's a name for you. He might end up being the tight end there, but Bruce Arians doesn't really use the tight end. The only tight end that he ever used with any regularity was Heath Miller when he was the offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh. But otherwise, not much. Okay. Now I want to go find a bit of information here because I think it's important. So as we move forward, okay, the schedule. Week 10, we've got Buffalo, Detroit, Indianapolis, and Oakland. That's an important week. Week 11, if I'm not mistaken, Atlanta, Denver, the Jets, and San Diego. Week 12 has nothing, but week 13 has a few guys too. Oh, just Cleveland and Tennessee. So who are we missing there? We're missing DeMarco Murray, and we're missing, Coleman, and we're missing Pryor, but that's not going to kill us. The next 2 weeks are going to kill us. The next 3 weeks are so critical right now in fantasy football. I can't even begin to tell you. Week 9, you know all the guys on bye week 9. And I went through them yesterday. Chicago, Cincinnati, New England, Arizona, Washington, Houston. Next week, Buffalo. That's McCoy. Detroit, Matthew Stafford, Riddick. Ebron, Golden Tate, Marvin Jones, Indianapolis, Luck, Frank Gore, Moncrief, T.Y. Hilton, Jackie O'Doyle Rules, Oakland, Carr, Crabtree, Cooper, Murray. Big names. Week 11, Atlanta, Ryan, Freeman, Julio, Denver, Booker, Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, the Jets, Forte, Brandon Marshall, San Diego, Melvin Gordon, Dontrell Inman, Hunter Henry, Tyrell Williams, Travis Benjamin, Phillip Rivers. There's a lot of players who haven't hit their bye weeks. Why am I going through this? Please don't overspend your money. Please. Unless you really need the week. But these 3 weeks are critical. Critical. They are. So be smart with your bidding. Figure it out. Don't overspend. Here's what I usually do. I'm going to tell you my strategy. On Tuesday, I go into the free agency and I just put in the names and I put everybody for $1. It's the first thing I do. Then, on Tuesday night, I probably go back, maybe about, after Mrs. Roto goes to bed and the little Rotos go to sleep, I'll go in and I'll signing a dollar amount. So let's just say Darius Hayward-Bay, I'll put in for $42, right? Then I will go back, I'll sleep on it. I'll let it sit there, let it marinate, if you will. And then I'll come back the next day, Wednesday, before 9 o'clock, of course, and I'll say, do I still like that bid? I may go a little higher. I may go 52. I may go 38. I may go 31. I may go 60. I'm never going to go dramatically higher or lower because that was that $42, and that's just an example. I don't know what he'll go for, but it was what I thought. So it's a range, probably 10 high or 10 low. So 42 could be 32 or 52. And then I go by feel. Do I like it? Makes sense. Do I not? Do I want to go more? Do I want to go less? How many more weeks of free agency do I have? I have $392 left. Do I want to spend that much money on this big player? Depends how badly I need him. If I need the win, I'm going to do what I can. I don't want a loss. And most importantly, I want to score points. Most importantly, I want to score points. So be thoughtful with your bidding. I really was impressed in all the leagues I was in. I thought the bidding was exceptional last week. Nobody pissed money away. I was really impressed. Hoping people do that again this week. Be smart shoppers. Be smart shoppers. Don't spend on the first thing you see. Go to 2 or 3 different places. See if you're happy. See if it makes sense. If it makes sense, then buy it. If it doesn't, then don't. All right, once again, I want to talk about scoutfantasy.com. We're very excited to have Adam Ronis with us. And if you can enter the promo code RONIS, R-O-N-I-S, we'll hook you up for the rest of the football season. Simple as that. $12 gets you a membership for the rest of the football season. So check that out. Scoutfantasy.com, promo code RONIS, R-O-N-I-S. Of course, I like the promo code Roto better personally, but what can I tell you? That's R-O-T-O. I'm sure we'll give you the same kind of deal. Roto and Ronis together again. It's good to be back, like peaches and herb. All right. Right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. All right, I want some good, smart bidding. I want you guys to be keenly aware of what you need, what your opponents need, how much you have to spend, how much they have to spend. Make your bids, do what you have to do, and let's come out tomorrow. We'll do some research. We'll get ready for Thursday night. We'll start getting ready for DFS. It's an exciting time. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!